Hey viewers, hey subscribers, y'all. Welcome back to my channel, All Things Aquarian. So let's get into it. Give me just a second. 1 second. Hey y'all, I'm back. Yesterday morning, I could not go live. Good morning, Aisha Love. How are you? How are you? Last weekend I did get a couple more moderators to help because I know you're gonna be out soon. How are you feeling? Hey, Crazy Polaroid. And I wanted to go live yesterday morning, but I couldn't because my fiance was not well. He was having really bad tooth pain, so we ended up having to go to the ER. It was a whole lot going on. It was a whole lot going on. Hi, Blessed One. Good morning. Hey, everybody who's hopping into the live stream. Yes, I have my coffee because coffee first. Happy Sunday, y'all. Good morning. So you know how that goes. You go to the ER and it could take hours. And so we were there for a hot minute. I'm trying to think, who was it? Who did I have? I think Yvette. Oh, thank you, Crazy Polaroid. He's a lot better now. Come to find out, he had an infection. He had an infection because he had an abscess. And you know, men are stubborn. They don't like to go to the hospital. I've been telling him all week long, babe, like go get checked out, and he would not do it. So then I had to. Oh man, I sure hope you feel better. I'm good, actually. Y'all know me. I don't do sick well. I don't do sick at all. Good morning, Yvette. Happy Sunday, y'all. Whoever's hopping into the live stream. We actually had plans. We was gonna have a date night last night. We were gonna go to the movies and we couldn't go because he just was not feeling well. So we plan on going today. But yeah, y'all, drop your pink hearts in the comments, green hearts in the comments. I have to reiterate this. If you want to be bumped up to the top of the list, please drop a green heart. Please send a donation. Okay, if you want to be bumped up to the top of the list. Otherwise, you'll have to wait on the list until it's your turn. My moderators are It's Your Baby, which is Aisha, Yvette, Bragg, 2212, and I believe Healing Hearts, but she hasn't hopped in here yet, so she's another moderator as well. Thank you guys so much for hopping into the live stream. Please feel free to thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, you guys. Subscribe to the channel. I'm good, you guys. I'm going to try my best to stay consistent every weekend, but yesterday was an exception and I didn't have a way, I probably could have posted it in my community tab, but my mind was not thinking straight because you know when you have a loved one that's in a lot of pain, you hate seeing them in pain. It bothers you to see them bothered. So it was like a whole lot going on. And then I had people blowing up my phone yesterday. It was a whole hot mess. So anyway, he's a lot better today. Thank God. He's a lot better today. They gave him some antibiotics and stuff, amoxicillin and ibuprofen to get the infection out. He's probably going to have to have a tooth pulled. Is probably what it's going to be end up coming to. I'm just lighting up Sage. So as you guys come in, let us know where you're viewing from. Also, you guys, don't forget to put a pink heart in the chat if you're wanting a free reading. Also, please be mindful and be respectful of people during their readings, that you're not interrupting, because when you interrupt while someone else is in the process of their reading, they cannot receive the message that they're meant to receive because they can't hear or they can't see. Thank you, Aisha Love. I definitely am encouraging super chats if you want to send a donation. Super chats are the easiest way to send money, but if you can't, Cash App is fine, PayPal is fine. I don't do Venmo because I just simply don't use it. If you have Venmo, let me know and we can work that out, but I don't use Venmo. I had it years ago and I never used it. All right, y'all. So there's my sage going. Yeah, this next 6 weeks are going to be very busy for me. I am starting an internship tomorrow. So I got that going on, school going on, work going on, a whole lot of. Okay. Let me get into my notes. I don't know how that got in there. Live stream. That just says live stream. Hold on, let me go. Thank you, Yvette. Yeah, it was a long process. It was a long process. It's a remote internship, so thankfully I don't have to travel to go because the company that I'm working for is based out of South Africa. So it's a remote internship. There are stipulations with it. Of course, every school is going to give you their stipulations. I have to complete like some type of modules, and like I have to work a certain amount of hours every day after my regular job. Goodbye, Crumble Cookie. Get out of my chat. Okay, live streams. Here we go. Okay. So this is for everybody hopping in. Live readings, 10 a.m. Just reminders, paid readings are priority. Okay, paid readings are green hearts. Only drop a green heart if you send a donation, a super chat, Cash App, PayPal. Okay, just rules quickly. Please be respectful during readings, which I just mentioned that. Please do not spam the chat. If you spam the chat, you will get blocked. Moderators, you hear me. If they spam in a chat, putting too many messages in there, go ahead and block. If they come in here being disrespectful, all of that, turn to Jesus and repent and all that type shit, block. Because I'm not here for that nonsense. Be clear with your questions. If you ask a question and it is your turn to drop your question, please be very direct with your question. And I do understand there's a language barrier for those who are out of country. That's understandable. But you got to ask a very straightforward, direct question. Yes, Yvette. Act like you got some sense in the chat. And be respectful of other people. That's all I really ask. Also, if you're waiting and you leave, don't expect to hop back in here and get your question answered, because it's not going to happen. I'm moving on. Right. And don't come in here asking questions without subscribing, number one, or at least liking the live stream. Like or subscribe. And then make sure you drop a heart. Like It's Your Baby says here. Make sure you drop a pink heart or a green heart if you're donating. Okay. Donations are a priority. So if you come in here and I'm doing somebody else's reading that paid, you're just going to have to wait. That just is what it is. Donations are $10. Like I said, I've already explained that the methods you can use: Super Chat, Cash App, PayPal. Super Chat is the quickest. Cash App is next. PayPal is next. So do what you need to do. And then, of course, the moderators are going to encourage you guys to subscribe and like the channel. So thank you guys so much for all the love. All right. So who we got going first? Who do we got going first today, y'all? Let me make a note on here who my new moderators are, because I be forgetting. I know Yvette, and I think Healing Hearts. And Leandra. I think Leandra is too. I think she said that she would moderate as well. Also, another thing, please don't come in here expecting free readings every single week. If you come in here every single week and just never donate, that's usury and you're getting blocked. That's another thing I'd like to say. Because readings take time and they take energy, and expecting that freely every single time you come in is crazy work. All right. So who do we got, y'all? I'm just making a quick list so y'all can see, starting from scratch. Who's the first person on here? I don't remember. Let me look back up in the chat. Crazy Polaroid. I think Crazy Polaroid. And I think, I think she was the first one, and then Blessed One. Blessed One was number 2. And y'all catch it, moderators. If y'all see somebody who comes in here, I call them repeat offenders, where they constantly come in here looking for free readings. No. And you could kindly, gently remind them, like, you've already had free readings like 5 times. When are you going to actually donate? Because what happens is people will take full advantage if you allow them to. And we're not going to do that. You can go ahead and drop your question, Crazy Polaroid. Let me see. New mods. Yvette, I think Leandra Clark, and Healing Hearts. She hasn't hopped in yet. Okay. So Crazy Polaroid, you can drop your question. 3, 4, 6, 7. Oh, I was going to tell y'all too, for some weird reason, the flu is going back around. So just be careful. Like, y'all don't like being sick. So, so I drink stuff that has electrolytes in it, and I've been taking vitamin C. Danielle's next actions towards you. Are you and Danielle in communication right now? Let's start there. Let's start there. Let me do text. What's the text? More. 62%. Not worthy. Yes, you're at it. Blessed One, you're at it. Okay. Because I'm going to tell you this, Crazy Polaroid, because I like to keep readings very simple and very direct. If you're in a relationship with someone, you shouldn't have to get readings very often on how somebody feels about you. You should be paying attention to that based on their communication or the lack thereof. And you should know what your plans are, because as a couple, you should be discussing those plans together. If there are no proactive conversations about where that relationship is headed, it's not going anywhere. Hope that makes sense. Okay. All right, Spirit. But that's just to give you, I'm going to ask the question, but just so that you have a very direct, clear understanding of how that works. Somebody you're in a relationship with, you shouldn't have to question too many things. They should make it very clear to you. And if it's not clear, then there's your answer. Spirit, what are Danielle's next actions towards Crazy Polaroid? Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups. He has wishful thinking for the relationship. He's comfortable where y'all are at in this position where you're in currently. The Moon. The Moon tells me there's some things that maybe he's not forthcoming about. He's maybe not quite ready to open up about. With the Moon here, there's also could still be some shadow work that he needs to deal with himself. There may be some things that he still needs to work on. So please give him that space so that you don't end up hurting yourself in the process, if that makes sense. A lot of times people have demons that they're battling that have nothing to do with you. And so sometimes they will take it out on you because you're in their path. So if somebody has some insecurity issues or whatever they got going on, let them work that out on their own. Let them work it out. It's not your job to try to heal somebody else. That's a personal problem. That's a personal problem. Look, I have Eight of Swords here. He could battle depression. It could be a serious issue that he's dealing with right now, where he's not happy with where he's at currently in life, and don't allow that to affect you. Make sure that if you're in a relationship, and this goes for all of my divine feminines and women who are watching this channel, make sure that you do things to uplift your spirit and you surround yourself by people, places, and things that bring you joy and that make your life easier. Do not continue to latch on or hang on to people who you always feel drained around. They're always begging. They always want something. They're always complaining. Yeah. And that's not your responsibility, nor is that your problem. His home situation, he's an adult. Please keep in mind that people are grown and they know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. Stop giving people the benefit of the doubt. Stop waiting around for them to fix it and figure it out. Baby, do you, okay? Live your life. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Don't create a problem where there's not one. Most adults, friendships included, people know when they're acting weird and being funny. Just like romantic relationships, people know when they're acting weird and being funny. People know when they should be doing more and treating you better, and they're not. They're fully aware. Don't let them fool you into thinking that, I didn't know. I didn't know that that you weren't happy. You could tell. You can tell when somebody's not happy with you. Don't play. Don't play with me. 9 of Coins. Yeah, 9 of Coins. He's doing him. He's taking care of his needs. The 9 of Pentacles here. 9 of Pentacles, when that comes up in tarot, that says that an individual is primarily focused on themselves and what they have going on. And that's primarily what he's focused on. There's some things in the shadows that you don't know about. Like you said, you do understand that he has a home situation that he's dealing with. Anybody who has a situation that they're dealing with, they need to work that little situation out before you get attached to them. Because if they don't, it's going to affect you. There is a thing that is called, what is it I'm looking for? Y'all help me in the comments. I can't think of the word I'm looking for, but you're affected by other people's karma, whether it's good or bad. Simply by, like, if you've ever been in a situation where you've been with somebody and you're like guilty by association, not that you necessarily did anything, but people also see you in the same light because this is the group of people that you hang around. Same type of scenario in relationships. If you're with a bum, people are going to associate you with bum energy. Oh, they finna come over here because they about to beg us for something. They finna come over here because they need something. Because you're attached to a bum. You see what I'm saying? So be very careful and mindful that you don't attach yourself to someone who doesn't have their life together. Who doesn't have it together. Who's not even trying to get it together. And who always got drama and situations and things going on. Those terms are red flags. Oh, well, I got the situation I'm dealing with right now. Then you deal with it. Call me when you figure it out. Until then, don't call me. Until you work it out, don't call me. I'm not involved. I'm not here to be Captain Save. I'm not your mom. They should have parented you a long time ago. Man, you are 30, 40 years old. Do not call me with that bullshit. Don't call me. Let me see. Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands. He sees you as a Queen of Wands. He sees you as a very attractive woman. Somebody who knows what she wants. Highly ambitious. Very motivated. He sees you in that energy. And he knows he's going to have to come to you in a King of Pentacle energy. In order for this to succeed, he's going to have to come to you in a King of Pentacle energy. Basically having his shit together. Knowing what he wants. On the same page. Being able to provide. And not just... And provision is not always solely financial. You can be a provider in other ways. You can provide emotional stability. You can provide love and support. You know what I mean? Provisions are not always just physical, tangible things, but just having an emotional support system is also a form of providing care and concern for someone, being that shoulder to cry on or lean on when that person needs it. It's not always, oh, well, I need $300, Steven, cash at me. It's not always that. So, but he's aware that this is the energy that you're looking for, not just somebody to kick it with, not somebody to just have a good time. But you also have to make that very clear. And this is why I will always be an advocate for women setting boundaries and having standards. Keep your standards high. If you know what you want and you're not getting it from him, stop entertaining him. Stop going back and forth. Stop responding to texts and answering phone calls. When he's ready to do what you want him to do, then you can reward that behavior. Until then, because men only learn through action, rewards, or consequences, either one of those two things. They don't really listen to words per se. And any moms in this chat, they have boys, or anybody who's dealt with boys or male children or the male species knows what I'm talking about. Men do not listen. Boys do not listen. They don't. They require action. You can tell them stop jumping on the couch, and they're going to look at you and smile and keep jumping until you snatch that ass off that couch. Then they're going to be, oh, mom said stop jumping off the couch, so now I'm going to stop doing it. Because she didn't say anything, she yanked me off the couch. Now I know that she means business, and I'm not going to get back up there. See what I'm saying? It doesn't, the words, get off of my couch, stop jumping in my couch, it's not registering. So now you got to yank his little ass off the couch. Now he's thinking about it. Oh, well, I shouldn't have been up there. Or until he falls and hurts himself. Now he's crying and hollering because you done told him, stop jumping up there. It always requires some type of effort or action for them to learn the lesson. So when it comes to adult men, grown men, you have to revoke access. You have to say, okay, yeah, I'm not getting involved in that. Well, this is going on with my car. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you figure everything out. Well, I hope you're not talking to anybody else. I can't really guarantee that. Sorry, I can't really guarantee that. May the best man win. I'm not going to sit here and wait around for you. I know that. That's what I'm not going to do. Men like to put women on hold. Never do that. Never be a woman on hold. Well, I'm trying to, what you're trying to do and what you're doing are two different things. Either you do it or you don't. I made it very clear that I want to go out on dates and you're not capable of doing that. So I'm going to date who I feel like dating because I'm grown and I can and I will. So if you want a chance, then you're going to have to, you see what I'm saying? Now you're putting him in a position to where he's going to have to either step up or stand down. So let him figure it out. He's an adult. You're welcome. All right, the blessed one, you're next. Yeah, it's always excuses. You cannot let men give you excuses. Anytime you see an excuse, just go ahead and ignore that message or go ahead and block the number. Well, the reason I couldn't pick you up Saturday like I had said was the reason I stood you up. There's really no reason to stand me up. You're an adult, sir. You could have clearly communicated that you had to pick a child up or whatever you had going on. You weren't feeling well. You could have sent a text message. Blocked. You really have to start blocking and stop giving chances. How do you feel about the path that you're on, blessed one? How do you feel about your path? A lot of times we have to pay attention to the path that we're on. How do you feel about where you are right now? Like intuitively, how do you feel about it? Why do you feel stagnant? Spirit, is blessed one on the right path? When you say on the right path, what exactly do you mean? Like career-wise, romantically, with family, with your spiritual practices and religious beliefs? Like, what do you mean? Or just in general? Just in general. And then you have to ask yourself, why are you feeling stagnant? What are you feeling stagnant about? But that's life, though. You know what I mean? That's life. Sometimes things that everything comes and go. Everything has a season. Nothing is permanent in this lifetime. Nothing is permanent. Your car is never going to be permanent. Your house is never going to be permanent. Eventually, you're going to die and somebody else is going to take that over. Eventually, that car is going to have run its course and you're going to have to get another one or sell it for parts or whatever. It's not going to last forever. You know what I mean? Like most of the things that we experience, even people, a lot of times, just think about how many friendships you've had that have come and gone, people that you've known that have been here and have passed on. Nothing in life is a permanent situation. Even a bad situation is not permanent. You won't always be having to stay at your sister's house until you get on your feet. There's going to be a point, if you're proactive, that you get on your feet and you are able to finally get your own place, right? And then even that's not permanent, because then you get your own place and then maybe you decide you want to move and relocate to a different town, different city, out of country. And then even then that's not permanent, because maybe you decide, you know what, I want to go back to the United States, or, you know, you decide that you want to do something different. So nothing in this life is permanent. A baby is not going to be a baby forever. They grow up. That baby stage is not permanent. It's temporary, right? They go into a toddler. They grow into a preteen. They go into a teenager. They grow into an adult. Nothing in this life is permanent. Our problem is we as people, as humans, we like to attach ourselves to things. Once you learn the art of detachment, that man is not yours. That woman is not yours. Each individual person is an individual person, and they have their own choices to make in this lifetime. They have their own journey. They have their own course. It's not a permanent thing. That person is not going to live forever. So there's going to come a time where that person is going to pass. You're going to pass. People are going to grieve you because they love you. You see what I'm saying? It's not, we're temporary. We're not permanent. You know what I mean? So you shouldn't feel stuck just because you've had some good situations that didn't last, I don't know, years, months, weeks. You shouldn't feel stagnant. You should be happy and grateful that you were able to have those good blessings and those good experiences, because a lot of people are struggling. A lot of people are going through a lot of things. So when you have something good happen, you receive good news, be grateful for it, because gratitude is the best way to manifest even greater blessings. And in that case, when it comes to finances, you may need to talk to someone like a financial advisor. Speak to someone in like credit repair or something like that. And also reevaluate what you're doing. Are you proactively paying off debts to increase your credit score? That's one of the best ways. Are you negotiating debt? Are you consolidating debt? You know what I'm saying? Like, those are things to consider as well. Where can you cut back in spending? Do you need to get a second job? You may need to do that. You may need to find something to do on the side that generates more income so that you can pay off more debt and increase your equity. Okay? That's something as well. Sometimes it just really takes having a plan, you know? And one thing about it, I'm always going to be, and that's another problem. You're not there to help everybody else who needs help. You're not. Especially if you're already going through something, why are you trying to help someone else? See what I'm saying? If you already literally don't have it for yourself, why are you trying to help someone else? Stop trying to be the good Samaritan and make sure you have yourself well situated before you decide to start helping other people, so that you're not put in a pickle. That's like, I'm drowning, but I'm trying to save you. I'm asking Spirit, are you on the right path financially? I'm getting, just based on the cards that I have, that it's your mindset. It's your mindset. You can't have a woe is me mindset, like, oh, I'm just going through all these hardships. Spirit said, no, you're not on the right path financially. You need to get some help. You need to be honest with yourself about where you are financially, where your finances are at. Do you have savings set aside? If you don't, there's something to really look into and say, how can I generate more extra income in my life to where I can put aside savings? Or if you're feeling overwhelmed because there's debt, how can I get this debt paid down? How can I negotiate and start? And sometimes you have to start small, and that's okay. So what I personally have done is I utilize my ChatGPT when it comes to financial situations. Like, how can I save up X amount of money for this specific goal that I'm trying to do? How can I repair my credit and increase with, I literally have been doing this. How can I increase my credit score to a certain amount to where I can get approved for a mortgage loan? Like, what do I need to do? And the first thing ChatGPT said was, you need to organize your debt and get your debts paid down. Don't take out any payday loans. Don't do this. Don't pay down some credit card debt. Do these types of things here. You also need to keep track and monitor your credit reports. Make your on-time payments. Your credit utilization. There's always a solution to a problem. So instead of feeling like this Eight of Swords, like, oh my gosh, you know, everything is so difficult. I feel stuck. I feel stagnant. This is the energy that you're in. I feel depressed. I feel alone. Like I can't get out of the situation. Spirit says there's always a way out. And if you look at this, these swords are actually open. If she wanted to, she could walk right on out of here. But she's blinded by all of the negativity. The swords represent all of the negative thoughts and intrusive thoughts that come into our minds when we are trying to plan something. You have to put that behind you and go ahead and walk forward and move forward. You just got to have a plan. You got to have a plan. Help is available to you. The Ace of Cups is here. The Ace of Cups is here, but you also can't be defensive when somebody is telling you, okay, you're going to have to start being accountable for the way that you spend your money. What are you spending money on? And is it a need or is it a want? Sometimes you have to do without. You have to practice a little bit of discipline for a while consistently and do without some wants in order to take care of the things that you need to take care of. It's called balance. So I hope that helps. All right, y'all. So who is next on the list? It just really requires a lot of personal accountability. A lot of times when it comes to finances, it just requires discipline and a plan and personal accountability. You're welcome. I mean, if you're short on cash, you can always do something on the side, like freelance work. There's Upwork, there's Skill Up, there's delivery driving, there's Uber Eats, there's Instacart, there's Amazon Flex. There's so many different options available to you to where you can get extra income or try to work some overtime at your job. Look for a better paying job. Like there's so many options in regards to getting more finances to where you can get comfortably to where you want to be. And it may take some time, but you can get there if you're consistent and disciplined with it. You're welcome. That's it for now. Okay. Thank you, Aisha Love. Okay, Yvette, you got a question. Okay, you can drop your question, Yvette. And I guess you'll be the you'll be the last person. Y'all, relationship questions always get me because My thing is, if you're in a relationship with someone, if I'm in a relationship with someone, especially if I have kids with a person, like I'm gonna know how they feel. I'm gonna know how they feel about me. I'm not even gonna claim a person that I don't like. I don't know how they feel because their actions are not clear. I'm not even gonna claim that person. We're not a thing. We're not together. It didn't happen. So when people ask me like, how does this person feel? It always throws me off because I'm like, what do you mean? Resting consulting company. Ooh, let's ask. Let's ask it and see. That's a great question. Spirit, will Yvette receive good news from Resting Consulting Company? This is yes, yes, no, 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 yes. This one is a mixed bunch. Okay, so the very first answer I got was no, but I asked yes or no questions in threes, so I'm going to ask it 2 more times. Spirit, will Yvette receive good news from Resting Consulting Company? Okay, so this one is a yes, and let's see what this final answer is, because that'll tell us what we need to know. Will Yvette receive good news from Resting Consultant Company? This is yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. It's so mixed. It's so mixed. I got yes. So I'm getting there's a high, strong possibility that you will receive good news from them. Just be patient. Is it like a job situation, like a job application, and you're just waiting to hear back from them? Because I feel like if it is, I would keep applying elsewhere. There's a high possibility that you'll get good news from them, but then there's that slight chance that they may have found somebody who meets exactly what they're looking for. And I wouldn't even let that bother me, because the job market is highly competitive, and you will find something that is a good fit. It just may take a little time. It just might take a little time. But I got 2 yeses out of 3. So that's a good sign. That is a good sign. They at least are going to follow up with you and give you some type of news. Now, will it be good news? Yes. Will it be good news? It's highly possible that it could be good news. But because there's still that no factor there, and this is why, you're welcome, love. This is why when it comes to yes or no questions, it's always iffy, because as soon as you tell someone yes or no, it's like people think it's set in stone. But people have free will and they can change their mind. So I would say think positively, like as if you have the job, as if it's yours, as if they're going to say, hey, Yvette, we would love to go ahead and get you started, you know, get you in training and get you in here positively. But always know in the back of your mind that there's always that slight chance that they may be like, well, we decided to go another route at this time or whatever. And that's okay. Keep applying. You got this, girl. So thank y'all for everybody who hopped in. Thank you, Aisha. Girl, I hope you feel better soon. Sending my love to everybody. And y'all, until next Saturday, yeah. Keep me lifted in prayer. Keep me lifted in prayer. If healthcare is not for you, I would not. If it's just not a good fit for you or something that you don't, I could love to talk about employment and jobs because I worked as a recruiter. So, and for me, I was just telling one of my close friends the other day, I was like, I knew a long time ago that production work was not for me. I did not want to work in a production facility. I did it and I hated every minute of it. I worked in there for like 3 months and I hated every moment of it. I also have a lot of people in my family who work in healthcare, CNAs. My mom's an LPN, RN. I hated it. I don't like healthcare. I don't want to clean up behind anybody. I don't want to draw blood. I don't want to clean up shit. I don't want to clean up throw up. I don't want to see none of that. None of it. I don't want none of it. So if healthcare is something that you are passionate about and you want to do it, do it. If it is not, I don't recommend it. That's just like childcare. That's just like childcare. If you don't have the patience that it takes to deal with children, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Healthcare is not for everybody. And it's funny you say that because where I live in the Midwest, I live in Missouri. Okay. I live down in what they call the Boot Heel. Like I live right on the very far tip of Missouri on the eastern side. This is Southeast Missouri. And so through here, I can get to Arkansas. I can get to Memphis, 2 hours away. So I'm like, that tip touches Illinois, all these different states. But through here, this part of Missouri, most of the jobs that you find here are in healthcare. The facility that I currently work at now, I'm a receptionist. I'm on the admin side of it, but it is an ISL for individuals who have developmental disabilities. I don't ever want to work with individuals who have disabilities. I do not. It is not something I care to do. My hat is off to those who do. The licensed CNAs, the med techs, all of these people who do it, RNs and licensed behavioral therapists, psychiatrists, kudos to y'all. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. It's not for me. It's not for me. I don't have the patience. And it's funny because they be like, oh, you talk to the consumers and you handle them so well. And I'm like, we're only having a 5-minute conversation and it's going to go south very quickly. See what I'm saying? So, yeah, no. Hi, Duncan. Like and subscribe. And I have room for one more question. So if you want to go ahead and drop your question, go ahead. But yeah, healthcare is not for everybody. I remember my mom when I was younger and she was working as a CNA. She would lose clients. They would pass away. And that's very difficult for people. Having clients that you take care of every day and then one day they're no longer there. That's very difficult to deal with. Or you've got somebody who's incontinent or you have to be able to lift them up, bathe them, push them in a wheelchair, cook for them. The smells, I already can't do smells. I can't do it. They're wearing diapers. I can't do it. I can't do it. A colostomy bag, I would die. I would just die. So it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. It's not for me. It's not for me. But if that's something, a field that you don't mind working in, and I know there's administrative sides to healthcare, but the hands-on with clients and patients, no ma'am. No ma'am. Count me out. The only part of healthcare that I would involve myself in would be HR. That's it. Which I'm currently in school for HR. And do Aisha, because they be talking to you crazy, especially the ones that have Alzheimer's and dementia. They will be talking to you crazy. They will say racist things, trying to be funny. And then the ones who are mental and they have psychiatric disorders, they will say all kinds of craziness to you and make threats, and you still have to keep a poker face. You still got to be like, okay, well, that's fine. You know, I understand, you know, you're upset about the squirrels on the wall, even though there are no squirrels on the wall. You got to talk to them like you know exactly what's going on. You see everything that they see, even if it's not real. So yeah, I just know the people who work in the psychiatric unit, baby, when they take a vacation, the vacation is for weeks. The vacation is for weeks. Probably when they go home, they do not want to talk to anyone. And then you have healthcare is such a broad, you know what I mean? Is there a chance of you and the mother of your child to get back together? Are y'all talking? You and the mother of your child, are y'all currently talking right now? But in healthcare, it's a broad spectrum. Then you got the people who deal with the see what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh man, they be acting a fool. The ones on the psychiatric floor, they be acting a fool. And you have some of the older ones too who have the dementia. They be cutting up too. And then you have the aspect of, which my mom was going to go to mortuary school. You have to have people who deal with the deceased. That's not easy either, because the family wants to tell you what to do to the body. You're the person that's actually seeing the body, and you're seeing the condition of the body, and you understand the decomposition process. The family wants you to put this outfit on this body. It cannot fit in this outfit, okay? Because rigor mortis has set in, and the decomposition is. So once you get embalming fluid in there, it's a different situation. And depending on what condition that body is in, you may not be able to do what they're wanting you to do. It's your job in the mortuary to try to fix it, to make it look like it did while the person was alive. And that can be a challenge in and of itself as well. And then you got people arguing over who has the right and who has the say so. I wouldn't want to be involved. I wouldn't want to be involved at all. And you're on call. You're on call, and then you never know what you're going to see. When you come to pick up a body, you do not know what you're going to see, what you're going to walk into. Here and there. Okay. Here and there. I could only do healthcare if I absolutely had to do it. And like Aisha said, I would definitely have a poker face. Y'all think I'm mean now? I would probably be a lot meaner. I would probably be a whole lot meaner. Hold on. I just had, because I had a whole bunch of tarot decks sitting on my desk. Give me a minute, Duncan. Let me get the right deck for this. Give me just 1 second. Duncan, is she completely single? Do you know that? Or is she dealing with somebody else? Spirit, what's the possible outcome between Duncan and the mother of his children? Three of Wands, expanding in foresight. You definitely would have to exercise a lot of patience with this situation if you even wanted to reconnect with her. But Spirit's saying, because the World card is here, Spirit's saying that y'all have pretty much ended a cycle. It was never meant to last forever. And that just is what it is. These flew out. The Hermit. Spirit's saying you might want to take some time, because she's probably taking some time to really think about this relationship between y'all. And yeah, The Eight of Cups. We got walking away. She's not really for it right now. She's not really for it right now. Spirit, what's the advice? What is the advice? If you were to reconnect, I'm seeing that you would end up having to withdraw your energy from her, and you would eventually end up being this Eight of Cups person and walking away from this situation, because this cycle has already been completed. It's already been completed. It didn't work out the first time and y'all have a child together. Spirit, what is the advice for Duncan in regards to his children's mother? Hi Heidi, welcome to my channel. I'm sorry I didn't see that message. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe, you guys. Thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. High Priestess, Spirit says to trust your intuition here, Duncan, because you know better than anybody the mother of your child. So how do your conversations go with her? What are the conversations about? Have you guys talked about reconnecting and rekindling this relationship? Are you going to feel like, okay, like maybe we can give this another go round? How did it end in the first place? Let's start there. Has that situation been addressed from the past? You can't just pick up like nothing happened. You see what I'm saying? Thank you, Yvette. Yes, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel, you guys. That still needs to be talked about. Why did things end in the first place? Let's start there. Spirit says to trust your intuition and know that maybe there's things that she's not telling you about. Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups. Does she still have romantic feelings for you? That's something to ask yourself before you start trying to pour out your heart and still display romantic gestures and feelings towards her. Does she still have those feelings towards you? That's what you want to verify, because you don't, okay, but you got to know what you fought about. And sometimes in fighting, people like to cut below the belt with words. I don't know if y'all can come back from that. Sometimes you can't come back from certain things that have been said and thrown in your face and used against you. So that's something that y'all need to sit down and discuss if you're wanting to get back with this lady. Like, I'm just being real. Like, you're going to have a conversation and see if she's open to having a conversation with you about possibly rekindling this, if that's what you want. Hi, Viddy. If that's something that you really want to pursue. And you have to ask yourself why. When you guys were fighting the first time, and was it a verbal fight? Was it a physical fight? Like, how did it escalate? What was, you know what I'm saying? Like, what were the circumstances of the fight? That's something you're going to have to think about. Knight of Coins, Spirit says, take your time. Take your time. Take your time. Take your time and continue to focus on your stability, your financial stability, where you are in life. Are you happy and content with where you are in life? Are you really ready to settle down and have a family in that aspect? Okay, so if there was cheating, there's a breach of trust there. And if the cheating was on her part, what makes you think that she won't do it again if it was on her part? If it was on her part. If it's on your part, what makes you think she's going to be able to ever fully trust you again? Be prepared for her to say no. Be prepared for her to say no. With these two cards up here, Hermit and Eight of Cups, if the cheating was on your part, she may not be opening to talking about it because it's too painful to talk about. She may not. Now, if it was on her part, she still may not be willing to open up and talk about it. Because the thing about women leave emotionally first and mentally first before anything physical ever happens. If that makes sense. If that makes sense. Hi, Urban. Welcome to my channel if you're new. Unfortunately, my free list is closed. I'm not understanding, Duncan, what you're saying. Cheating is a serious offense in a relationship. Thank you, Yvette. Cheating is a serious offense in a relationship. To each their own. Because sometimes people do want to work it out even though cheating was involved. First of all, your safety is number one. Your safety is top priority. I would say if, yeah, see, family members, no, you need to go on and let that go, Duncan. You need to go on and let that go. Go on and let that go. Yeah, especially with family members being involved, it's not going to turn out well. That situation is not going to turn out well. Cheating with family members, that's not, it's just a no. Spirit said no. And I hate that for you. I'm really sorry that you're actually experiencing this and going through this. It should have never happened. But it is what it is, and it was what it was. And now it's your opportunity to move forward and focus on yourself. That's what you need to do. Sending you the best of love and wishing you the best. Wishing you nothing but the best. It sounds very manipulative and very deceptive, and that's not something that you want to involve yourself in. You don't want to get involved with somebody who yeah, you don't need them problems. And I say this with all love. You want to make sure that diseases are not being spread. Number one, like I said, your safety is top priority. And number two, you deserve better than that. Because what is actually going to change? What is going to change if you get back with this person? What's actually going to change to, I don't know, stop the cheating with the family members? I don't know. What's actually going to change for the better? I just don't see it. You know what I'm saying? I don't see it going over well. I sure don't, unfortunately. And I have the 8 of Cups. Spirit's basically saying everybody needs to just walk away from this situation and part ways. The World card was there, and the World is major arcana, and the World is indicative of a cycle closing itself out. That relationship ran its course. It ran its course. And now she's going to have to deal with her choices. And it's best if you just rebuild and move forward. Best to just rebuild and move forward. There's a saying, never give someone a second chance to hurt you, if that makes sense. Never give someone a second chance to hurt you. Don't do that. You deserve better than that. Hope that makes sense. All right, y'all. So I'm going to hop off of here. Thank you guys. Shout out to my moderators. Thank you, Yvette. Thank you, Aisha. Love you guys. Thank you so much for all that you do for the channel. Thank you to all of the people who subscribe and thumbs up the live stream today. Y'all will be back next Saturday. Hopefully, if there's no emergencies. Hopefully, if there's no emergencies. Anybody who missed out and didn't get a reading today, just please make sure you subscribe to the channel. So the next time, and make sure you turn on the notification so the next time I go live, which will be next Saturday or Sunday, you can hop in and you can get a reading, okay? So until then, love y'all and peace out.